Warning, this video is long as shit. Please skip around. I'll have some timestamps in the description, but without any further ado, I don't want to drag this on any further. Here is the Blax 2019 tier list. Thank you guys for the great year, and I hope that I can continue to do this throughout 2020. Alright, let's get on to the video. What is poppin'? It is your boy, Blax back again with not 3BS to someone's surprise somewhere. I don't know how many people actually watch 3BS. I don't think it's too many, but we're not doing that today. No sir, no sir. I've had this idea going on my head for a while, kind of just been delaying it, but you know what, we're here now, we're ready. We are mentally and physically prepared. I have listened to all of these songs. Now let me go ahead and give you a little backstory, right? So what am I doing right now? 2018 was the year that I first started uploading music to YouTube. The year that I got back into rapping on SoundCloud. And you know, I was kind of just trying to get stuff out. I wanted to find some kind of value from it again, after years of not doing it. And 2019 was a year of more or less the same of that, you know, finding my footing, finding the style that I like, throwing darts at a board and seeing what sticks, seeing what doesn't. A lot of innovation and editing going on in the background of every video. And I figured, you know what, why don't I just go ahead and rank all of these on my own personal level as to what do I find to be good, what do I find to be bad, what do I find to be and you know, from there maybe hopefully I get some more inspiration for what I will do in the future. So I've re-listened to all of these tracks, and I'm going to be judging them on a couple of merits. One, of course, being, you know, how is this as far as Blax versus goes? How is this as far as a general song? How is this as far as, you know, a video, if I've made the video, obviously? And all of these merits are being judged into these 5 categories. D tier is really going to be the only tier of songs that I think are not good. So, you know, if you find yourself in this tier, you are, unfortunately, not the hottest shit right now. You know, you're not very hot, but I'm gonna learn from you regardless, right? C tier, they're not good, they're not bad, they're just kind of there, they're kind of forgettable. B tier, oh shit, this is a good track. A tier, oh shit, this is a great track. S tier, this is what I want to continue doing. This is Blax, this is what I see as being Blax. So, without any further ado, starting off from January, Blax to grind, Blax has an X to grind, Smash Cypher DLC. I think this is the funniest video I've ever made, to be honest with you. You know, just me dicking around in the foreground with a little bit of editing. Really chaotic, obviously. I didn't really know what I was doing with the editing, and it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do. I don't think I've ever actually figured it out until Futures Past. But Blax to grind, you know, it's, in terms of songs, in terms of verses, it's not very good. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I have a lot of appreciation for this song because this is kind of like the big song that got me like a lot of views and stuff, because I think this is the most viewed song on my channel for some reason. And you know, it's a shame that this is the one that people have seen the most of me. A real shame. So yeah, D tier on the Smash Cypher DLC. Got Ukrainian PK and GE, of course, you know, inspiring that track. CD was a Valentine's Day track, and it was an experiment as to, you know, not kind of being so focused on bars or whatnot, but instead focusing on telling a story. And you know, this song right here, Smash Cypher DLC, is where the meme of, you know, Blax doesn't have energy really came into effect. Like, this is the song. This song has very similar energy, but it works a lot better because of the fact that it is an emotional song, right? You don't need to be hyping people up on an emotional song, because at the end of the day, you're just trying to tell a story, and I think that the story that I am trying to tell in this song works out really well. Shout out to Chris Craig for, of course, inspiring this track. Yeah, I think this is a good song. I think this is a great song. I think this is a great song. Not quite in the upper echelon, but it's a good song. It's a great song. Snowden, this song is... Oh man, this song has a lot of backstory. So my friend Patty and my friend John, we were just messing around in John's basement. Over the course of an hour, we made the beat. John made the beat. Patty kind of did like a little interlude chorus kind of deal. I was just kind of rapping, you know? And this is kind of like the start of the through line that has kind of been consistent in my channel with repeating bars, which I know that some people don't like, but I think it's a very nice connecting thread that goes to show, hey, this is Blax, you're listening to a Blax track, and it comes with these attributes, you know? And I'm repeating the Deathstroke scheme from A Blax to Grind. I have the Kraken line, which gets brought back in the Plague. Yeah, so there's just a lot of moving parts in this track. I think it's a good track. I think it might be a great track. I might move this down. I should move. I'm gonna keep it here for now. I might move it up, I think. Always better to move up than down. The Plug. I wish Mir could have carried me harder on this, man. Let's start with the video. The video looks disgusting. There is one thing that I wanted to do with the video, and it was making sure that people could tell that there was a clear distinction between me and, of course, Mir. And I really don't think that distinction was necessary, because, you know, I had that black on white text that looks disgusting. The background shifted color, which I think was actually a really nice touch, and I think if I just stuck with that, would have been fine. The Plug isn't all bad. I think that there's a lot of good parts. One of my favorite lines of, I think, this year was in there. It was the tennis line. His bars are a 10. His shit is jam-packed with. Yeah, his bars are a 10. His shit is jam-packed with more points than a serve, and all that with no racket. I think that's a good line. I think it's a great line. But not good. It's not bad. Certainly not good. I wish Mir could have carried me harder so I could put this in B tier, but not even Mir could carry me that hard. Purgatory. SoundCloud exclusive song. I think this and CD are probably the only two SoundCloud exclusives I've ever made. This song is very emotional. This is my favorite song I've ever made. Like, without question, this is my favorite song. Look at that, we have the entire first in everything category, but yeah, no, Purgatory is without a doubt my favorite song I've ever made. It's actually the only song that I've ever listened to on a regular basis of my own, because I usually don't listen to my own music. Up until now, a lot of these tracks, I just re-listened to them right now, and I wish that I could have recorded my reaction, but you know, everything got glitched out. But yeah, no, this is a very, very emotional track for me, and I really love this track. I want to do more of this kind of track, and as we continue throughout the year, I think you're gonna see this is what I want to continue doing if I continue making music. When I continue making music, this is what I want to make. Hurry Along. Definitely a better video than The Plug. Still not quite found my style on this one yet, but it's a lot more cleaner. The shifting background looks more like it's a night and day aesthetic than, you know, just inversed colors. You know, the text is the same color, God bless. The bars are pretty clean, the flow's alright, the energy's kind of meh. There's a couple parts in the flow I think that are a little choppy. Ace did carry me on this track without a doubt, which is why it's on his channel, and you should definitely check it out. You should check out Ace right now. You should check out Mir too. Where am I gonna put this? I think it's a decent track. I don't think it's not good or bad. I think it's a decent track, but we might see as we continue going along. Anime Cypher Warmup. No one's gonna complain if I put this here. This is the worst Black song. This is the worst song. I don't know what's going on with the mixing in here. I couldn't tell you. I think it's a combination of being sick, waking up early in the morning to record, and not knowing how to mix. So yeah, that's no surprise that it's the worst song that I've ever made myself. And you know, there are some good lines in there from the rest of these people. You know, Keo was killing his stuff. Mir got cut off, so he couldn't really like hit that last zinger. Name was kind of doing his thing, but he's done a lot better for sure. SBB, RIP, you know, he was doing his thing. But yeah, no, this is the worst track for sure. I don't think I'm gonna find anything worse than this. But that could be subject to change, you never know. Pretty trash. Silent Sahmir, wow. I know Mir thinks that this is my best diss track. I don't know if he still considers it to be the case after our 2020 diss tracks, but I think that Schooling Wumbology is better, and I'll get to that later. But yeah, no, the video's real bad, but there was a reason for that. It was because I wanted to get it out quick for starters, and two, I didn't want to have the video be what carries it, because I wanted it to carry itself on its own right, and by doing that I had to match Sahmir's video editing, which is not at all. So I just kind of put a bunch of shitty edits on there, you know. I think it's better than Snowden, not by much, but I think it is better than Snowden. Actually, no, I don't think it's better than Snowden. I'm thinking about it now. Schooling Wumbology. Schooling Wumbology is in A tier. I'm gonna keep it in A tier. I don't think I have anything else to say about that. Yeah. No, I mean, video is very simple. It's where I kind of started figuring out what I wanted to do with videos, but I don't think I ever completed that thought process until we got to here. But yeah, fine, just fine. I think it's better than Sahmir for sure. And actually, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna make that decision now. I do think Snowden is an A tier. I'm thinking about it more. I really do like that track. A Plague. I completely understand that disliking this video is a meme, but I also understand that there is a reason why this song has more dislikes than anything else I've ever made. And I think the biggest issue with it is that I don't trust my viewers to catch all the bars and references that I'm spewing, which is disrespectful to you guys. I understand that's not why people disliked it, but yeah, it's very disrespectful, and you know, I thought it was a cool, funny way to break things down, but it's alright. It's not the best. I do think that the song is just meh. I think it's worse than Plug for sure. It might be the bottom of this tier. We'll have to see as I continue. Lemonade. Lemonade's a good track, man. Lemonade's a good track. You can tell that Rick is kind of rusty, shaking off the rust in that first 4 scheme that he's doing, because we were trying to do 4 for 4s, because, you know, we were just trying to mix things up a little bit, do little different things. And he's a little rusty at first, but you can clearly tell he's gaining more confidence, coming in hotter and hotter with every single 4 that he's doing. I'm kind of just doing my own thing on there. It's not the best, it's not the worst. But you know, that's kind of the result of doing a 4 for 4. Yeah, no, this is a good track. I don't like the video on this. I was trying out something new. Shout out to Austin Stevens and, you know, the rest of Rumble Gang and shit, because I saw them doing tracks like this and I was like, ooh, I want to try that. I think it'd be a cool little aesthetic, and it's cool, but it's not my style. It's not my cup of tea. Pokemon Cypher. Ooh, this might be worse than I don't know. This might be worse. Shout out Melvin for the video. I mean, I recorded this in like an hour, mixed it a little bit, added way too much reverb on it, and just shot it at him, and I was like, I don't want to make a video. If I make a video, I'm not gonna send this track in, so yeah, it's just not good. I think it's the same thing that's actually worse than the Cypher warm-up. which is yet again another shame because this is another very highly viewed track on my channel. It's a shame that the 2 highest viewed tracks on my channel are probably the worst 2 tracks on my channel. Firework. You deserve to go here because this Blax versus Garbagio. And I'm gonna keep it real, Cranium and SBB, y'all weren't really doing that much either, you know. Ham Sandwich is what carries this track over here. This is the track that made me think, damn, Ham Sandwich is a real ass rapper. He's the best rapper in Loop right now. And right now I kind of juggle between Ham, Keo, Mir, and Chris on who's the best rapper in Loop. Those are the 4 that I juggle between at any given time, but this is the song that made me think, oh shit, Ham is up there. This is the first one. Which, you know, might be a little disrespectful to Ham, to be honest with you, but this is how my brain works. My money long. That's an S tier. I don't think anyone's gonna complain if I put this in S tier. I'm carried by the mix, I'm carried by my peers, but it doesn't matter, it's an S tier. That's just a fact. I'd love to do more songs with the boys like this. This is great. I love this song. Let's see. Rap Card 2 contest entry. I actually don't think this song is bad, which might surprise people because I did say that all my contest entries are bad, and that includes My Boy, but that was in December of last year, so, or of 2018, sorry. I don't think the song is bad. Don't think it's good. I think it's about here. I think it's better than Firework for sure. I don't think it's better than The Plague. I do think that The Plague is lyrical enough, mainly because I'm writing Keo's flow, but it's the necklace bar that kills this one. I thought I was being clever, leave her necklace, you know, I thought it was a clever double entendre. Really, it's just not clever. I wish I would have not done that because it was meant to break up the monotony of the scheme, but you know. And to be fair, I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh too much anymore, which you can kind of tell because I'm not really spitting until I get to that Bujin scheme, because that was the last time I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I was playing the Bujin cards, which was, wow, must have been like 2015, 2016, so yeah, it says a lot about how much I play this game, and it shows, obviously, in the verse. Futures Past. I think this song struggles from a lack of direction. You know, Chris hit me up, said, hey, send me a verse, and I kind of struggled to figure out what I wanted to do with them. I just couldn't figure it out. And while I do think the song came out alright, I think that's more due to the fact that Chris was willing to sacrifice a lot to make what my idea of a vision is for this track work, and it's not fair to him. I want to do another collab with Chris because this is not a fair track to him, you know? It's not a fair collab for him. I don't think the track is bad. I think that track is actually good. My gosh, here. But I do want to do another collab with Chris because I think this song could have been a lot better. I think the chorus could have been a lot more clean. I think that the verse definitely could have used some cleaning up. There are some bars in there, obviously. Chris killed it, by the way, on this track. You know, what separates these 3 tracks from The Plug is that The Plug is just Mir carrying me throughout the entire thing. These 3 tracks, they're not me getting carried. They're more so the other person outdid me on my own track, but they're not carrying me. This one is Mir carried the fuck out of me. Weeb Afterlife. I mean, I had more energy on this track. This would be an easy A tier, might even be an S tier. However, you know, this is the result of what happens when you record. Once again, sick. Once again, dead tired. You know, you just gotta stop doing that, Blax. Like, why do you always do that? I know why I always do that. I always record sick because it's the only time I'm home. But you know, you gotta face the consequences of your actions. And this is, I lied, this is actually another SoundCloud exclusive to CD and Purgatory. So we have one of those in all the top tiers, no surprise, no surprise. I think that the reason why these tracks are, I consider them so highly compared to their peers, is that there's no video to carry them. Therefore, it's entirely based around the vocal performance of myself. and you know, that is very important. I don't think anyone's gonna complain if I put Anime Cypher here. I think my verse is probably the worst out of the Anime Cypher. There might be a couple worse, but I'd have to probably give it another listen. But I do think, yeah, I'm probably one of the weaker verses on that Cypher, and part of that's just because I was one of the first verses on the Cypher. Like, I didn't really have much of an option. I never redid my verse like Mir did. I never sent in my verse real late like some of these people. You gotta get your verses in on time. These people are so unprofessional. Yeah, no. Anime Cypher was a mess, but it's our mess, and I appreciate it, and I'd love to do more. Like I said with My Money Long, I'd love to do more of these tracks. That's what S tier's all about. Loop Battle League. I think it's kind of unfair to put this in any category, really, because it's not a song, it's a collection of us going back and forth. And, you know, what makes this different from Lemonade is, you know, we're flowing off of each other. This one, we don't really have that sense of direction. We're just kind of doing our own thing on the beats. And, you know, Jora's eating that first beat. I'd say that I'm eating that second beat, but he definitely outdid me, and it's no surprise that he did end up winning this fight because, you know, I kind of was, again, didn't have a focus on this. I was just kind of rapping, and also I do feel like a lot of the references that I were using was kind of lost in translation. But, you know, I still do think that Jora did outdo me, and I literally said when this video came out and when I first heard Jora's verses, Jora won. Because I do think that he did outdo me. He had crazy bars in there. Jora's just a crazy bar-based rapper. I would love to do a collab with him, but it's gonna have to wait a little bit, because, yeah, as you can tell, I need to do a collab with a lot of people. Cloak and Dagger. Probably one of Breeton's best verses, probably one of Kata's best verses, probably one of my best verses, honestly. So why is this in C tier? I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you. I don't like this I don't like this song, bro. I don't know what it is. I think it's top of C tier, but I don't know what it is. I hate this song. I think it's just because I've heard it so many times, and then, like, when it actually came out, I was just sick and tired of hearing it. I don't know. I think the flow is fine in this. I could have probably used more ad-libs, but I don't think I really found quite what I was trying to do with this one. Thriving. I think the only two issues I have with Thriving, one is that this chorus, man, Mir, what the fuck were you doing? This Thriving chorus is awful. And then the ad-libs, like the deeper voice modulator that I was doing for ad-libs, is a bit too loud. It kind of drowns out my voice at some parts. And that's, I think, just a mistake on my end. I wasn't paying attention to the levels on that. And I do think that does keep this track out of S tier. I think this track would be a shoo-in for an S tier. This is probably me and Mir's best track to date. I think it's just barely shot out of S tier because of those flaws. Yeah, I think that's about right. Mistakes. I'm technically cheating with this because these songs came out in January, but they were all recorded, written, and edited in 2019. So that's why the tape is called Mistakes of 2019. That's what it is. Word Vomit, best song on there, by a large margin. You know, flow is solid, the bars are real solid, the schemes go crazy on that at times. I think the only issue that song really has is kind of the same thing that I've said on a couple of these other tracks. There is a lack of direction, but in this case, where these songs are just good and not great, whereas this one is one of the songs that I value the highest from the year, is that this song doesn't give the illusion that it doesn't have that it has a sense of direction. It is legitimately called Word Vomit because I am just spewing words until I come up with a scheme or a bar, and it comes out real nicely, you know? And you know, I guess it's just the lowered expectations, but you know, I guess that's not really fair to these ones, but that's just the way I see it. Barhill, probably the worst track on Blax to grind. I think it's better than Firework, but not by much. Detention. Detention's up there. Detention's up there. I don't think it's this high up there though. I think it's here. I think the problem with Detention is that it's my first ever time doing a faster kind of flow, and it doesn't quite come together the way that it should, and you know, that's mistakes for you. It's a tape of songs that weren't finished for a reason. It's because, you know, the fast flow didn't come together too well on this one. Word Vomit is the exception because, you know, the reason why I didn't upload it was because I felt that lack of direction was what hurt it, but it turns out it didn't. Barhill, too short. It's literally a song that I wrote it when I was in a creative slump of sorts, and you know, I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with it, and that's why it's in mistakes. Detention, couldn't figure out that fast flow the first time, and even after re-recording it and remixing it, still couldn't figure it out, but I still got put out the track because, you know, it's good to take lessons from this. I think this track goes here, probably here. Yeah. Still waiting. Probably one of my better tracks. Sequel to Smoke Blocks. Funny as shit. I love this track. We're still waiting on Smoke Blocks. That's the tier list. Let me see if I can reorganize some of these tiers. Do I consider this worse than this? No. Do I consider this worse than this? Yes. Yeah. Nah, I think this is fine. Like Lemonade more than Weeb Afterlife. I like Futures Past more than... I actually like Lemonade more than Hurry Along, actually. Wow, I didn't think about that at first, but no, I do like Lemonade more than Hurry Along. It's because it's different, that's what it is. I always love doing new stuff, as you can tell from the diversity that I kind of try to maintain, and I think that Lemonade is very symbolic of that, and I'd like it to be higher, actually. I'd like it to be here, but I think Futures Past is just better. I actually think that this tier is perfect, and this tier is perfect. So that's the tier list. That's Blax of 2019. You know, if you want to do your own Blax tier list, leave that shit in the description so that y'all can go ahead and say all these songs are D tier. If you want to do your own tier list, you know, my peers in the loop, peers in Rumble Gang, peers in Redacted channel, you know, feel free, because I would love to hear other people's opinions on songs that they've made. I think this is a very good exercise to do, to find, you know, what you really enjoy, what you value as an artist, and continue doing that. So, with that said, it's Blax. I'm out. Peace.